I'm Dwane Herbert. I'm a commercial diver living in Bluff. I grew up north spearfishing as a hobby. It was a huge passion of mine. And one thing I found down here was that the butterfish are abundant. Butterfish are a vegetarian fish. Until now, the only way to catch butterfish commercially has been with a set net. But with spearfishing being such a passion of mine, I've convinced the government to give me a permit to prove that spearfishing is a viable and sustainable and selective way of harvesting butterfish. Oh, I love clean water. I really love clean water.
Bristol, mate.
With a bit of tide coming out here, fish generally like to be sitting in the tide with a bit of weed and stuff, so we'll get in here and swim around and come out with the goods. So personally, I think it's a step in the right direction. Commercial fishermen have been seen as just rape and pillagers of the ocean and not caring about the stocks, but shows that as commercial fishermen we're trying to always improve and work towards a better fishery and a better way of fishing and harvesting, and a better, cleaner, greener image as well. Butterfish fishery down here is in a pretty awesome state. You know, the fish are generally bigger than anywhere else in New Zealand, and in some places there's just hundreds of them. I think it's because of the quality of the nutrients in the water, and the seaweed that's growing is top notch. It's just the perfect environment for them to live in. So one of the highlights of diving in Stewart Island, with all the abundant butterfish and wildlife around, I don't know if it's a great thing, but you get some interesting creatures come in and check you out. But that's just the joys of diving here in the deep south and the wild, rugged terrain that you get down here. Oh, shit. This is definitely the most selective way of harvesting, and even though it's not as efficient or effective as other methods, the quality of the product is 10 times as good, so that makes up for it. Straight after we spear the fish, we icky the fish in the head, which kills it straight away, and then we cut its gills and let it bleed out, making the flesh nicer and firmer and whiter. Then straight up to the dinghy buoy, onto the boat, gutted and in the slurry. On top of the product being such a good quality, there's zero bycatch. We're just targeting and spearing each fish that we want for the table. The feedback that we're getting back from the chefs is brilliant. They love the freshness, because as soon as it's speared, it's put in a slurry, it is cooled straight away, and it gives it such a longer shelf life and a fresh tasting, better texture fish. Lots of big butters in there, lots of small ones too, which is good to see in these areas. These days there's a lot of buzzwords out there, you know, promoting fresh, hand-selected, sustainable, artisan seafood. We're at the top of the line there. You can't beat it. So basically what we're trying to do is get the story out there of a selected, sustainable, targeted species with no bycatch. Our aim at Simply Speared is to go straight from the boat to the plate.
Cheers, mate.
So you ring up, we'll have it to you next couple of days, or whenever the weather lets us go fishing, but it's the freshest product you can buy.